This video is part 2 of the Christmas shopfront that I created with the Urban Art Kit stamps, and in this video I will color the shopfront. I put the link to the first part and to the brush set in the description box. First I will open the Urban Art Kit canvas. You just click on it and then it will import in Procreate. Then I will need to insert the shopfront outline I created in the first part. I will just copy this layer, the shopfront layer, and then paste it in the Urban Art Kit canvas. Next, I will crop down the canvas to size 3500 by 3500 pixels, and by using snapping, I will put it in the middle. And I will also delete one of the textures, and I will keep the vintage and the watercolor and lower the opacity on them. You can play around with these settings for each artwork. And then I will rename the outline layer, so I don't mistake it for any other layer. All the layers will be under the paper texture layers. Next you will see the color palette. You can use the codes or screenshot the colors, or of course you can use any colors you want. And here are the Urban Art Kit brushes I will be using. For the most part of the coloring I use the wet bandit brush, but you can use paddle police or spritzman. They work the same, they just have a different watercolor texture on them. So use which one you prefer better. Now first part of all this will be just laying down all the flat colors. For each color I create a new layer. So red will be on one layer and green on another. It makes all the rendering that will come later much easier. Then I just color everything in. I either go just straight in with the brush, or I will use the selection tool and freehand to select bigger parts of the artwork and then color them in one go. So for each color, make a new layer, and I will just pop in here and there to tell you some tips. But for now, just watch and enjoy the coloring. you will see here that I will color over the red with the green. You can either use the eraser brush, or you can color everything you want with the green and then click on the red layer select and on the green layer clear. Do it a few times and it will erase all the red pixels from the green layer, so that is easier than just to erase by hand each detail with the eraser brush. I will use this technique a few times in this artwork. So you can either use eraser brush or select and clear. For the snow, I am adding color to one side, and by using smudge tool and smudge body brush, I smudge out the color. So it's like uneven, like watercolor. The main wall on the shop, I want to make a red brick wall, but not like draw each brick individually, but you will see it later. But first I will take the red from the palette and make it a bit darker and then color all the wall in by just coloring or using the freehand selection tool. And I didn't do a very neat job with the selection tool, so now I am using that method with select and clear from like the red brick wall. I am erasing all the green and all the red, brown, yellow. So basically each color erasing from the brick wall. Then I will make a new layer, change the blend mode to multiply, add some stamps as texture, also some splatter stamps. You can try making the layer as clipping mask, but then the colors are not as vibrant. So I will just stamp. When I'm finished, then I will click on the wall layer select. At the bottom I will click invert and then clear on the stamp layer. Now everything that isn't on the wall is erased, which is pretty cool, and I will do something similar with the light color, but on normal layer, and play around with the opacity to get the look you want. Then you can also add some texture with the concrete and checkers brush. When the wall looks how you want, then it is time to add bricks. Now I will use the light color and the scratchy pencil brush on a new layer, and with the help of drawing assist I will draw lines that will look like bricks. So horizontal and then vertical. Nothing much to explain here. Then you can duplicate the layer, change one with Gaussian blur. The world is your oyster, as they say. Do what you want. Then I will add some individual bricks by coloring them darker on a multiply layer with red color and the Wet Bandit watercolor brush. And some of them I will color lighter on a normal layer with lighter brush. For all the rest of the colors, the rendering will go like this. First, I duplicate the flat color layer to see if I like it more saturated or no. Play around with the opacity or just keep one layer. Then I make a new layer, which is multiply, where I will add darker color to the left side. At this point, you need to figure out where your light source will be. Mine is on the right side, so that side everything will be lighter and the left side will be darker. Now I just draw with the wet bandit brush on the left side and smudge out with the smudge body. Then I will also make a new layer, which I will keep as normal blend mode, and draw with lighter color. Also draw and smudge out. Then merge the layers and play with the curve settings, if you want, of course. I will do this for pretty much all of the layers, so see if the duplicated layer looks good, then make one multiply layer for darker colors and one normal layer for lighter colors. Then merge the layers and play with the curve settings. For the window texture, I will make a yellow stamp on a new layer and then click select, invert and clear. And for the background, I will add a round stamp in blue color, then just rotate or warp or like do anything with it, but make it look how you want. And then erase from everything, either by using the eraser tool, or you can merge everything together. Well, not everything, all the other colors, merge all that together and then click select clear like we did before. I decided to switch up the outline color to dark brown and black, so made a new layer on top of it as clipping mask and dropped a dark brown and then merged them together. Then I will make a new layer and I will add some light accents with the scratchy pencil brush. So just a bit of highlight here and there, and also I will draw the text on the side. Then let's add some Christmas lights to all the trees and all the Christmas decorations. I will make a new layer on top of the outline layer, pick a light yellow color and make the size of the pencil brush bigger and just draw little circles. Then you can also duplicate the layer. Blur one of the layers out by using Gaussian blur. It will make the light shine even more. For the shadows, I am using the purple color from the palette and hard round brush from the Procreate brushes. Then adding the shadow from objects on the left side because my light source is on the right side. So add shadow from the trees, from windows, from snow, like go over everything and add shadow. At the end, you can blur it out a bit by Gaussian blur and add some noise also. And of course, you can play around with the layers opacity or even change color if you want it more bluish or, I don't know, green. To make all this look even more Christmassy on top of all the layers, I will add snow with the Procreate snow brush under elements. I will change the brush size. I will add some bigger snow, some smaller snow, and then also blur it out. And at the end, I always add the overlay texture to make the drawing come together. You will find the overlays in the Urban Art Kit overlay folder. Pick one of them, change the layer blend mode to overlay, play with the opacity, and then also you can change the hue or saturation how you want it. And that's it, the Christmas shopfront is done. I hope you enjoyed this video and also the first part of the video, and I want to thank you if you have purchased the Urban Art Kit. Means a lot. So thank you and bye.